Something smells funny. What's that scent? It's so familiar. Darkness. It's the smell of darkness. Riku, I have been expecting you. You're not the real Ansem. You don't have the same foul stench. Why does this boy keep smelling everyone? Hi everyone, this is Wolfychu. Video games have always been a big part of my life. I remember even back when I was really little, I wouldn't go anywhere without my Game Boy. I even took it to school. I remember one time where I just gotten my Game Boy Advance SP and I was trying to play it under the table in the library. And then there was this one kid in my class who had just transferred over from China and he didn't speak any English or Spanish, only Chinese. And I remember he noticed that I was doing something under the table, so he looked under and he saw me with this Game Boy and I just remember him going really loud. And then I showed off my Game Boy like the rebel I was. What actually got me into playing games was Pokemon because I used to watch the anime on TV and then one day I found out that there were these games that you could play and you could be a character inside the Pokemon world and get your own Pokemon, and that just sounded like the most amazing thing ever, so I had to try it. I think I got my Game Boy for my birthday and I started playing the games and I was just so blown away. It was amazing to be able to have and collect your own Pokemon. It was the best thing ever to me. And to this day, of course, I still love Pokemon and playing all the games and collecting merch and everything, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited for Pokemon coming out on the Switch this year. So anyway, Pokemon is what introduced me to video games, and from there I started playing a bunch of different ones like Mario, and there was one little funny thing of Mario games actually. I had one game on the Game Boy that I used to play all the time because I really wanted to complete it. And then just a few months ago actually, I was talking about this game and I realized that nobody knew what I was talking about. So I started Googling it trying to figure out which one it was, and then I realized that it wasn't even a real game. It was a bootleg of Mario. So that was fun. I never played many multiplayer games when I was little because of my older brothers thought that I was too young to understand the games properly and my friends weren't really into them either. So I played mostly single player games, and one in particular that I remember really loving and I still love to this day is Animal Crossing. The first game that I played was Wild World on the DS, and I remember when I first started playing it I didn't really know what kind of game it was gonna be, but then I just became instantly obsessed. I really wanted to have the perfect town, the perfect house. I needed to decorate everything just right. And then I remember doing a couple of meaner things in the game too. Like I used to like making the villagers I didn't like fall into pitfalls. And then if a villager that I didn't want in my town moved in, I used to completely ignore them and make them move away as soon as possible. I needed to have the perfect town. I don't even know how much time I must have put into my Animal Crossing games, but it was probably way too much. I remember my villagers used to always come up to me and tell me to take a break because I've been there way too long, and I would just feel really judged. And then my favorite video game series is The Legend of Zelda. The first Zelda game I played was Ocarina of Time, and the first time playing it was just like the most magical thing to me. I was so in love with it. I mean, apart from some things like where you have to face Dead Hand, which is the most terrifying thing ever. And then sometime later I played what to this day is still my favorite game of all time, Twilight Princess. This game is so special to me. I don't know how many times I must have played through it, but I just love everything about it so much. The story, characters, music, everything about it is just perfection to me. I wanted to get my friends from school into playing games like this too because I thought that they were such a great thing, but I remember everyone thought that girls playing video games was a weird thing, that it was a boys only thing. I remember my friends telling me to stop playing on my Game Boy and do some girl things instead, like play with dolls. But I kinda didn't care. I enjoyed my games and that was all that mattered. So since my friends wouldn't play games with me, I became friends with some of the boys in my class and played Pokemon with them instead. I know that video games are still treated like a guy-only thing by a lot of people, which I don't really understand. They're not a guy or a girl thing. They can be enjoyed by anyone. Video games helped me through some hard times in school too. It always felt great to get home and get straight to the TV and dive into the world of whatever game I felt like playing. There was even one point where I made a Let's Play channel on YouTube a few years back where I did some gaming videos, but I wasn't able to keep it up because I had a very old laptop that couldn't handle many games. It was fun while it lasted though. That was actually the first time I posted talking videos online too, and I remember I got some weird comments about my voice, like, "Your voice is so soft. I wish you could just whisper lightly into my ear." So that was something that also made me a little bit weird about posting. I also get super excited for second Christmas every year, which is of course E3. It's super exciting to hear about what new games are going to be coming out. What I'm most looking forward to this year is of course Pokemon on Switch, Animal Crossing on Switch, Mario Maker 2, Luigi's Mansion, and then at E3 they announced Breath of the Wild 2, and I was so surprised. It looks so different. It looks spooky. It just looks so amazing, and I'm so excited for whenever that comes out.